Hello students, here I am with discussion of question answer of microorganism chapter. Students, you are now grown enough that you can do question answer with your own. So we will only discuss question answer. You can write by your own way also. Now MCQ, first MCQ. Question number 1. Which of the following can't be classified as either living or non-living? Options are fungi, bacteria, viruses and protozoa. So the answer is viruses. Amoeba is what? Amoeba is protozoa. So question number 2, amoeba is a bacterium, virus, sorry, fungus or protozoa. So answer is protozoa. Which of the following make their own food by photosynthesis? We all know that it is algae. The unicellular organisms that sour milk to make curd are lactobacillus, that is bacteria. Which of the following is responsible for making bread soft and fluffy? So the options are finely ground flour, sugar, alcohol given off during fermentation of sugar, carbon dioxide gas giving off during fermentation of sugar. Due to the carbon dioxide that makes the bread soft and fluffy. So the D option. Next question, which of these do not have a regular cell structure? That answer is viruses. Next question, which of these are found as both unicellular and multicellular organisms? Bacteria options are bacteria, viruses, algae and protozoa. So bacteria and protozoa, they are unicellular. Viruses, they don't have any cellular organization. So the option algae. Algae may be unicellular or multicellular. The bacterium lactobacillus is used in making cheese, cake, alcohol, all of these. And the correct answer is cheese. Microorganisms spread through air, cuts, water, all of these. So the answer is all of these. Which of these does not prevent growth of bacteria? Options are salt, sugar, water and oil. Not prevent. So water does not prevent the growth of bacteria. So the correct option is water. Now come to very short one word answer. What is the study of microorganisms known as? I know you are knowing answer, microbiology. Microbes are disease causing microorganisms. True or false? True. All fungi are unicellular? No, that is false. Under favorable conditions, microorganisms forms a dash around themselves. What they form? They form a cyst. What are spherical bacteria called? Cocci. Answer is cocci. A virus can reproduce on its own. True or false? False. Where are algae mostly found? In water or on land? Water. Is the decomposition of body of dead plants and animals by microorganisms desirable or undesirable? It is desirable. If it will be not done, then there will be all the earths are full of garbage, full of heaps of garbages. Name the class of medicine usually made from fungi or bacteria that can be cured dangerous diseases. Antibiotics. Is yeast a bacterium or a fungus? Fungus. The female Aedes mosquito is a carrier of the dengue virus. The foot and mouth disease is caused by a virus. Food poisoning is caused by a toxin generally getting accidentally mixed with food. True or false? That is true. What is heating milk to a high temperature and then cooling it quickly called? Pasteurization. Salt force microbes to lose water. True or false? True. So this is all about very short. Now come to short answer Question type 1. What is a microorganism? We had earlier discussed what are microorganisms. So organisms that are small, so small that can be seen only through the microscope are called microorganisms. Name the 5 groups into which microorganisms are divided. Which of these have only unicellular organism? What are the 5 groups? Algae, bacteria, fungi, protozoa, viruses. Five groups. Right from question, the 5 groups into which microorganisms are divided are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Of which of these have only unicellular organisms? Bacteria and protozoa are only bacteria and protozoa have only unicellular organism. Now question number 3. 3 figures are given. You have to name the type of bacteria shown in that. So the first is your Coccibacteria, second is your Bacillus, and third is your Spirilla bacteria. Question number 4. What kind of living organisms are classified under algae? Give 2 examples. So you have to define algae. So simple plant-like organisms that have cell wall and chlorophyll within their cells, and they can make their own food by photosynthesis. They are called algae. Example you can give Spirogyra and Fucus. It's given different types of algae. It's given in your book. You can write any 2 example you have to give. Either write Spirogyra, Fucus, or Chlamydomonas, Laminaria. Any 2 you have to write. Next question. Under what circumstances can virus reproduce? So, what circumstances virus reproduced? So, virus can't reproduce by themselves. Themselves respond to changes or use energy or grow. So when the virus enters the living cells of an organism, it is able to reproduce. So they can't reproduce by themselves. Whenever they enter in the host body, they start reproducing using the energy of the host body. If all the question answers, it's given in your book. So you have to read thoroughly the book. If you have book, then you will get all the answers. Give one important use of algae. So algae are used in many ways. One use you have to write. You can write algae. They are the good source of vitamins and minerals like vitamin A, B, C, D. They are good source of. They are the good source of food. They are good source of vitamins and minerals. How does cooling help in food preservation? So, cooling food stops microbe from growing and reproducing and hence preserve food. So, what cooling do? They stops the microbial growth and they stop reproducing them and hence preserve the food. What causes food poisoning? So microorganisms growing on food sometimes produce toxic substances. This makes the food poisonous, and consuming such food can cause serious illness that is called food poisoning. What is pasteurization? So a method of preserving food by heating it to a high temperature for half a minute and then cooling it quickly is called pasteurization. So short type 1, only in 1 sentence or 2 sentences you have to write answer. Short type 2. How does mosquito help in spreading virus or microorganism? So mosquitoes, they are the carrier of germs. Like the female Anopheles mosquito, they carry the malaria germs, and when it bites a healthy person, he or she can infected with malaria. Only this much you have to write. Microorganisms are found even in places where no other life forms can exist. What make microorganisms so hardy? So they can exist everywhere. So microorganisms are found even in places where no other life forms can exist. So what makes microorganisms so hardy? Because they form a hard outer covering called a cyst around themselves. So they can survive in any type of environment, any type of climatic conditions, forming a cyst around themselves. And this cyst help them to survive. And they survive by remaining inactive within the cyst under conditions are favorable again. Which microorganism is used to make bread soft and fluffy? Discuss how this happened. So which microorganism? Yeast means fungi. Yeast is used to make bread fluffy. This yeast use sugar for food. So in the process of breakdown of sugar, alcohol is formed and carbon dioxide is given off, and this process is known as fermentation. So the bubbles of the carbon dioxide give off, causing the dough to rise, and this dough can be used to make bread more fluffy and soft. So as the gas escapes, the bread rises and become more fluffy and soft. What is fermentation? Discuss its uses in making alcoholic beverage. So again, just now we have seen what is fermentation, breaking down of sugar into alcohol and carbon dioxide. This process is known as fermentation, and this fermentation process is useful in the beverage industries, making alcohol and alcoholic drinks such as beer and wine. Wine is prepared by the fermentation of sugar in grapes, and beer by the fermentation of sugar in germinated barley. How do viruses cause diseases? So virus cause diseases when a virus enters the living cell of an organism. It is able to reproduce. It uses the energy of the host cell for this purpose, and after the formation of thousands of viruses, the host cell often dies. It bursts and then new viruses spread and invade other cells. As a large number of host cell dies, the person falls ill. So in this way it spread diseases. How does a vaccine work? So vaccine, vaccine. See, vaccines, they consist of dead or weakened microbes. When they are swallowed or injected into the body of a patient, the body produced antibodies to fight them. The antibodies remain in the body and protect it from any future attack of the disease germs. So, the body is then said to have developed immunity against that disease. So, in this way, the vaccines work. How does salt prevent food spoilage? So salt checks the growth of bacteria by forcing microorganisms to lose water by a process called osmosis. It is used to prevent some substances like meat, fish, pickle, chips. What is dehydration of food? In what way is this purpose useful? So dehydration of food means means removing water from it. This stops, how it is useful, this stops microorganisms from growing as they can't grow without water. Many of the cereals, pulses, spices, dry fruits, they are preserved by this method. Which microorganism act as a decomposer? How is this activity useful to us? Which microorganisms act as a decomposer? So bacteria. Bacteria act as a decomposer. So how this activity? So this bacteria help bacteria help by decomposing the tissue of dead animals to get their food, and they break down plants and animals' tissue into simple substance which are restored to the soil. Some bacteria decomposes sewage and other waste in water. So in this way, it is a natural method of keeping the environment free from pollution. So this is all about your short type answer, type 2. Now long answer. Question number 1. Why are viruses considered to be one of the borderline of living and non-living? So this answer you will write in points. Viruses are considered to be on the borderline of living and non-living by the following reasons. So first reason is they do not have cell body and other structures like other microbes. First point, they do not have cell body and other structures like other microbes. Second, they cannot reproduce by themselves. They cannot reproduce by themselves. Third, they are able to reproduce only when they enter in a host cell. Since reproduction is very important characteristic of life, scientists regard as viruses the connecting link between living and non-living. Third point, once again I am repeating, they are able to reproduce only when they enter in a host cell. Since reproduction is a very important characteristic of life, scientists regarded viruses as a connecting link between living and non-living. Question number 2. Discuss 3 important ways in which bacteria are useful to us and 2 ways in which they are harmful. So both the things you have to write. 3 important ways in which they are useful to us and 2 important ways in which they are harmful to us. So from question first you will write 3 important ways in which bacteria are useful to us are, any points you can write. Some bacteria which are used to make medicines are called antibiotic. Bacteria called lactobacillus is used to make curd. Some bacteria decomposes sewage and other waste in water. So 3 points, useful points. 2 points which are harmful. So bacteria causes different harmful diseases in human life, typhoid, cholera, tuberculosis. Then anthrax is a disease that affects human and cattle, which is also caused by bacteria. So these 2 are the harmful effects. Next question. Discuss the different ways in which communicable disease spread from person to person. So the different ways in which communicable disease spread from person to person are, it's given in your book. First, through air. So when a person suffering from common cold or flu sneezes, cough or spits, germs are released in the air. So a healthy person breathe this air can infect it. Through food and water, such as cholera, typhoid or hepatitis. Through direct, you have to write only 4 ways, 3 ways, different ways you can write. Through direct contact with a sick person like ringworm, common cold, flu, chickenpox. Through insects such as mosquitoes, flies and fleas. They are the carrier of germs. Give one example. For example, the female anopheles mosquito carries the malaria germs. When it bites a healthy person, he or she can get infected with the bacteria through cuts and wounds like tetanus. Discuss 5 method of food preservation. So any 5 you can write. First is your heating food to a high temperature, kill microbes. Like milk and water are boiled to kill microbes. Then your pasteurization of milk consists of heating it to a high temperature of 70 degrees Celsius for about half a minute and then cooling it quickly. This kills most of the bacteria without affecting the flavor. Cooling food stops microbes from growing and reproducing and hence preserve food. A refrigerator keeps food about 5 degrees Celsius and keeps it from spoiling for a few days. Chemical preservatives such as sodium benzoate and sodium metasulfide helps to control microbial growth. 5. And then you can write drying or dehydration of food consists of removing water from it. Any 5 you can write it by your own. So this is all about your question answer of microorganism chapter. Now in the next video we will start our next chapter, that is synthetic fibers and plastic. Till then, stay safe, stay home, have a good day.